The Four Corners of Reality, Challenging Your Perception of Truth. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast. I'm honored to be here with you today, diving deep into a topic that has the power to revolutionize how we perceive and navigate our world. We're about to embark on a journey that will challenge your assumptions, expand your perspective, and potentially transform your approach to life's complexities. Today's insights come from an extraordinary individual who has dedicated her life to understanding and illuminating the human experience. I recently had the privilege of interviewing Beverly McGinnis, a visionary thinker whose wisdom has touched countless lives and whose unique perspective continues to shape our understanding of reality itself.
Beverly's work isn't just theoretical. It's a practical philosophy that has the power to create real, tangible change in how we approach our daily lives and the challenges we face. Beverly McGinnis isn't just a thought leader. She's a beacon of hope in a world often clouded by narrow thinking and knee-jerk reactions. Her insights have helped individuals and organizations alike to break free from limiting beliefs and embrace a more nuanced, compassionate view of the world. Through her work, Beverly has shown us that by expanding our perception, we can not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to creating a more understanding and harmonious society. Now, let me ask you a question that might seem simple at first, but I want you to really ponder it. How sure are you about what you see? Think about that for a moment. In our fast-paced, information-saturated world, we're constantly bombarded with stimuli, forced to make split-second judgments and decisions. We pride ourselves on our ability to quickly assess situations, to trust our gut, to act decisively. But what if I told you that this very skill, the one our modern world seems to demand, might actually be holding us back? What if our rush to judgment, our need for immediate clarity, is blinding us to the rich, complex reality that surrounds us? This is where Beverly's groundbreaking insight comes into play. She challenges us to look at what she calls all four corners of a situation and to give each situation the benefit of being good or of no interest. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Four corners, good or no interest. What does that even mean? Trust me, I had the same reaction at first. But as I delved deeper into Beverly's philosophy, I realized that this simple concept has the power to radically transform how we perceive and interact with the world around us. Let's break it down. When Beverly talks about the four corners of a situation, she's encouraging us to look beyond the obvious, to consider perspectives and possibilities that might not be immediately apparent. It's about resisting the urge to make snap judgments based on first impressions or limited information. Instead, we're invited to pause, to explore, to consider multiple angles before drawing conclusions. And when she suggests giving each situation the benefit of being good or of no interest, Beverly is offering us a powerful tool for emotional regulation and decision-making. It's about approaching life with a sense of openness and equanimity rather than immediately categorizing experiences as positive or negative, important or trivial. Now, I know this might sound abstract, so let me give you a concrete example that Beverly shared with me. Imagine you're walking down a busy street and you see someone drop their wallet. What's your immediate reaction? For most of us, it would be to pick it up and return it to the owner. A noble act, right? But Beverly encourages us to pause and consider all four corners of this situation. Yes, returning the wallet is one option, but what if the person dropping the wallet is part of a social experiment? What if they're an undercover officer conducting an integrity test? What if the wallet is actually a cleverly disguised tracking device? By taking a moment to consider these possibilities, we're not just acting on impulse. We're engaging in a more thoughtful, nuanced approach to the world around us. We're giving ourselves the opportunity to see beyond the obvious, to consider alternatives that might not be immediately apparent. But Beverly's insight goes even further. She suggests that we should give each situation the benefit of being good or of no interest. In our wallet scenario, how might this apply? Well, if we assume good intent, we might approach the situation with a sense of optimism and openness. If we choose no interest, we're allowing ourselves the freedom to not get entangled in every situation that presents itself. This approach is counterintuitive because we're often taught to always engage, always act, always have an opinion. But what if sometimes the wisest course of action is to simply observe and move on? What if, by not immediately jumping to conclusions or actions, we're actually opening ourselves up to a richer, more nuanced understanding of the world? Now, let's expand this concept beyond our wallet scenario. Think about the last time you faced a major decision in your life. Maybe it was a career change, a relationship dilemma, or financial investment. How did you approach it? Did you look at all four corners? Did you give it the benefit of being good or of no interest? Often when we're faced with big decisions, we fall into the trap of binary thinking. It's either good or bad, right or wrong, beneficial or harmful, but life is rarely that simple. By adopting Beverly's approach, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities that exist in the gray areas, in the nuances that we might otherwise overlook. Let me share with you a powerful real-life example that Beverly encountered in her work. There was a woman, let's call her Sarah, who was struggling with a difficult decision. Sarah had been offered a promotion at work, one that came with a significant pay raise and more responsibility. On the surface, it seemed like an obvious choice to accept. After all, isn't career advancement what we're all supposed to strive for? But when Sarah applied Beverly's four corners approach, she discovered some hidden truths. Yes, the promotion offered financial benefits and career growth. That was the first corner. But as she explored further, she realized that the new position would require much longer hours and more travel. The second corner, this would mean less time with her family and for her personal pursuits. The third corner revealed an unexpected opportunity, the chance to mentor younger colleagues and shape the direction of her department. And the fourth corner, a growing sense of unease about the company's ethical practices, something she hadn't paid much attention to before but now couldn't ignore. By taking the time to examine each of these corners, Sarah wasn't just making a more informed decision. She was preparing herself for the realities of whatever choice she would make. She was setting herself up to approach the situation with a more balanced, realistic perspective. But here's where Beverly's wisdom really shines. She encouraged Sarah to give the situation the benefit as good or no interest. This meant approaching the opportunity with optimism, assuming that it would lead to positive outcomes even if there were challenges along the way. Alternatively, it meant recognizing that this particular opportunity, despite its surface level appeal, might not be aligned with Sarah's true goals or values. And that's okay. In the end, Sarah made a decision that surprised everyone, including herself. She declined the promotion, but used the insights she had gained to propose a new role within her company, one that allowed her to mentor others and address some of the ethical concerns she had identified. The company, impressed by her thoughtful approach and innovative thinking, created this position especially for her. This approach is liberating because it frees us from the pressure of having to make every situation work, of having to find the perfect solution every time. Sometimes the wisest choice is to simply acknowledge a situation and move on, saving our energy and focus for the things that truly matter to us. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great in theory, but how does it apply to the real world, to the messy, complicated situations we face every day? Well, let me share with you another powerful insight from Beverly. Life is full of challenges, big and small, and along the way, smell the roses, check out the edges, clip the middle bush, then reach for the top. This beautiful metaphor encapsulates the essence of Beverly's philosophy. It reminds us that life isn't just about reaching our goals or overcoming challenges. It's about the journey itself. It's about taking the time to appreciate the beauty around us, smell the roses, exploring the boundaries of our comfort zones, check out the edges, managing the day-to-day tasks that keep us grounded, clip the middle bush, and still aspiring to achieve our highest ambitions. Reach for the top. But here's the kicker. And this is where Beverly's insight becomes truly transformative. Things don't always make good sense or be easy, but will teach wisdom for the future. This is a profound recognition of the value of our experiences, even, or perhaps especially, when they're difficult or confusing. Think about a time in your life when you faced a significant challenge. Maybe it was a failed business venture, a broken relationship, or a personal setback. In the moment, it probably felt overwhelming, maybe even devastating. But now, looking back, can you see how that experience shaped you, how it taught you resilience, humility, or compassion? This is the wisdom that Beverly is talking about. It's the kind of deep experiential knowledge that can only come from living through challenges, from facing uncertainty, from looking at all four corners of a situation and still not having all the answers. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if we could approach these challenging situations not with dread or anxiety, but with curiosity and openness? What if instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, we saw them as opportunities for growth and learning? This shift in perspective is powerful because it changes our relationship with challenge itself. Instead of trying to avoid difficulty or uncertainty, we begin to see it as an integral part of our journey. We start to recognize that it's often in these moments of confusion or struggle that we have the opportunity to gain the most profound insights. Let me share with you another powerful example from Beverly's work. She once worked with a community that was deeply divided over a proposed development project. On one side were those who saw the project as an opportunity for economic growth and job creation. On the other were those concerned about environmental impact and the preservation of local culture. Initially, the situation seemed hopeless. Both sides were entrenched in their positions, viewing the other as the enemy. But Beverly encouraged them to apply the four corners approach. The first corner was obvious: the potential economic benefits of the project. The second corner revealed the environmental concerns. But as they explored further, they discovered a third corner: the opportunity to create a unique, sustainable development model that could serve as an example for other communities. And the fourth corner, the realization that this conflict was actually strengthening community bonds as people came together to discuss and debate their shared future. By looking at all four corners, the community was able to move beyond their initial binary thinking. They began to see the nuances and possibilities they had previously overlooked. And by giving the situation the benefit of being good, they approached their discussions with a spirit of optimism and collaboration rather than hostility and suspicion. The result? A completely reimagined project that incorporated sustainable practices, preserved local culture, and still provided economic benefits. More importantly, the process itself transformed the community, fostering a new spirit of cooperation and shared purpose that extended far beyond this single issue. This example illustrates a crucial point. When we apply Beverly's approach, we're not just solving individual problems. We're cultivating a mindset that can transform our entire approach to life and to each other. Now, and let's consider how this approach might apply in our personal lives. Imagine you're in a relationship that's going through a rough patch. Your first instinct might be to see things in black and white. Either the relationship is working or it isn't. But what if you looked at all four corners? The first corner might reveal the current challenges you're facing. The second could illuminate the positive aspects of your relationship that are easy to overlook during difficult times. The third corner might show you opportunities for growth and deeper connection that this challenge presents. And the fourth, perhaps it's a chance to reassess your own needs and values. By exploring all these aspects, you're not just reacting to the surface level problem. You're gaining a deeper understanding of your relationship, your partner, and yourself. And by giving the situation the benefit of being good, you're approaching it with the spirit of hope and possibility rather than defeat or resentment. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems or staying in unhealthy situations. Rather, it's about approaching our challenges with a more open, nuanced perspective that allows for growth, understanding, and positive change. But Beverly's insights go even further. She reminds us that sometimes things won't make good sense, and that's okay. In fact, it's often in these moments of confusion or apparent chaos that the most profound learning occurs. It's when our assumptions are challenged, when our usual ways of thinking are disrupted, that we have the opportunity to gain new perspectives and insights. Think about some of the most significant breakthroughs in history, in science, in art, in technology. Many of them came from moments of apparent failure, from experiments that didn't go as planned, from ideas that initially seemed nonsensical. But it was the willingness of those innovators to stay curious, to keep exploring, to look at all four corners that led to transformative discoveries. Take, for example, the story of penicillin. Alexander Fleming's discovery of this life-saving antibiotic came from what initially appeared to be a failed experiment. His petri dishes had been contaminated with mold, seemingly ruining his work. But instead of discarding them in frustration, Fleming looked closer. He examined all four corners of the situation, so to speak, and in doing so, he noticed something extraordinary. The mold was actually inhibiting bacterial growth. This moment of failure led to one of the most important medical discoveries in history, saving countless lives. But it required Fleming to approach an apparently negative situation with curiosity and openness, to see beyond the obvious and explore all possibilities. So, what does all of this mean for you in your daily life? How can you apply Beverly's wisdom to navigate the challenges you face, big and small? First, practice looking at all four corners. When you're faced with a decision or a challenge, take a moment to consider perspectives you might not have initially thought of. What are the obvious benefits? What are the potential drawbacks? What are the hidden opportunities? What are the unforeseen challenges? By expanding your view, you're giving yourself the gift of a more comprehensive understanding. Second, cultivate the habit of giving situations the benefit as good or no interest. This doesn't mean being naive or ignoring real problems. It means approaching life with a sense of openness and curiosity. It means recognizing that not every situation requires your full engagement, and that's okay. It means trusting that even in difficult times, there are opportunities for growth and learning. Third, remember Beverly's beautiful metaphor: smell the roses, check out the edges, clip the middle bush, then reach for the top. In other words, don't forget to appreciate the journey. Take time to enjoy the beauty around you. Push your boundaries and explore new territories. Take care of the day-to-day tasks that keep your life in order. And always keep your eyes on your highest aspirations. Finally, embrace the idea that wisdom comes from experience, especially from the experiences that don't make sense at first. When you find yourself in a situation that's confusing or challenging, remind yourself that this is an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this experience shape my understanding of the world? As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge that has the potential to transform not just your own life, but the lives of those around you, and ultimately our world as a whole. I challenge you to become a four-corner thinker, to resist the urge to make snap judgments, to see beyond the obvious, to explore the nuances and complexities of every situation you encounter. I challenge you to approach life with a spirit of openness and curiosity, to give each experience the benefit of being good or of no interest. Imagine how this approach could transform your relationships. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration when conflicts arise, you could pause, explore all four corners, and respond with empathy and understanding. Imagine how it could revolutionize your work life, allowing you to see opportunities where others see only obstacles, to find innovative solutions to seemingly intractable problems. Imagine how it could change our communities, our politics, our world. If we all took the time to look at all four corners, to consider multiple perspectives before forming opinions or taking actions, how much conflict could we avoid? How many new possibilities could we uncover? This isn't just about personal growth or self-improvement. This is about fundamentally changing how we interact with the world and with each other. It's about creating a more nuanced, compassionate, and wise society. So I urge you, in the coming days, weeks, and months, practice this approach. Look for the four corners in every situation you encounter. Give each experience the benefit of being good or of no interest. Smell the roses, check out the edges, clip the middle bush, and reach for the top. Be open to the wisdom that comes from experiences that don't always make sense. Remember, life's challenges, big and small, are not just obstacles to overcome. They're opportunities to learn, to grow, and to gain the kind of wisdom that can only come from lived experience. Embrace them, learn from them, and use them to create a life of deeper understanding, greater resilience, and more profound joy. And most importantly, share this wisdom with others. Teach your children, your friends, your colleagues to look at all four corners. Show them by example how this approach can lead to better decisions, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling life. Because here's the truth: the world needs more four-corner thinkers. We need people who can see beyond the obvious, who can navigate complexity with grace and wisdom, who can find common ground where others see only division. You have the power to be one of those people. You have the power to transform not just your own life, but the lives of those around you. You have the power to contribute to creating a more understanding, more compassionate, more enlightened world. So I ask you, will you accept this challenge? Will you commit to becoming a four-corner thinker? Will you dare to see the world in all its beautiful complexity, to approach each day with openness and curiosity, to seek wisdom even in the most confusing or challenging experiences? The choice is yours. But remember, as Beverly so wisely said, life is full of challenges, big and small, and along the way, smell the roses, check out the edges, clip the middle bush, then reach for the top. The journey awaits. Are you ready to explore all four corners? Thank you for joining me on the BlackCEO Podcast. Until next time, keep exploring those four corners and never stop seeking the wisdom that life has to offer. The world is waiting for your unique perspective, your compassion, and your wisdom. Go forth and make a difference, one corner at a time.